Welcome back to ESO Daily. I'm your host, Mr. Craven. Let's try this again, shall we? Once again, guys, it's a good day today. We're having a solar eclipse. Please don't look directly at it. If, get small special glasses or whatever. Just don't look at it. I don't want you guys to go blind. So today I'm going to have a special day. Let's hope I don't crash again. To pay tribute to two specific men in the MMO industry, and the game that kind of started it all was this game right here, Dark Age of Camelot. Now in ESO we have PvP in Cyrodiil. Now what you might not know is the PvP in Cyrodiil is referred to as an RVR, which is realm versus realm, and up until one Tamriel that's exactly what it was, because each of the alliance were set in different realms. So you were ideally fighting different, factions from different realms. So that's what, your RVR stands for, but it's more or less known as siege engines in PvP. Now, back in the day, and I am old, you either had games that had PvP or games that didn't have PvP. In old games, we used to do what we had sandbox or free-for-all. Now, free-for-all was basically I could kill you and then I'd loot your ass. I'd take every belonging on your corpse, and I could do that, right? And that was one of the hardcore aspects to PvP. Anybody could kill you, and if you died, whatever was on you was now mine. That means gold, gear, the works. So, yeah, it was really hardcore back in the day. Now, this game was one of the first, if not the first successful one to introduce the RVR or siege engine to the MMO industry. Now, it was huge, guys. It was massive. And to this day, this game is what gives you your PvP experience in Cyrodiil. And better yet, what ends up happening is it's contributed to one specific name. Now, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to backtrack. So in Dark Age of Camelot wiki, you're going to see two specific names. You're going to see Marc Jacobs and Matt Fear. Now, these, and Rob Denton. But Rob Denton no longer, I don't think, does anything. But the one name that you guys want to pay a lot of respect to, and you should know, especially as a gamer, is Matt Fear. Matt Fear not only was involved with Dark Age of Camelot's success with an RVR system, but when you take a look down below, that's right, he's the director of the Elder Scrolls Online, and specifically for PvP. This man is a legend, and you should know this name. If you don't, well, you need to thank this man, because it's due to him that we have such a great experience in Cyrodiil. So, Matt, I do want to thank you so much for all that you've given the MMO industry. We appreciate it. You are truly a legend. I appreciate it, man. Ideally. Now over here, you're also going to go ahead and see another name called Marc Jacobs. Now Marc Jacobs worked on not only Dark Age of Camelot, but Warhammer Online. Now Warhammer Online, actually, I was a beta tester for Warhammer Online, and things didn't go really kind of as well as expected, at what they were hoping to deliver with the game, and eventually it got shut down. But that didn't stop Marc from pursuing new avenues, and for one of the things I just found out is he's making a new game based off Dark Age of Camelot called Camelot Unchained. Now, the whole idea is it's going to have a siege engine, kind of like what we have in Elder Scrolls and kind of what we were familiar with in Dark Age of Camelot. But here's the deal. From my understanding, this is going to be a sandbox version. Say what? RVR with sandbox. Now, that's not a new concept, because we saw that in Darkfall, but Darkfall's had nothing but huge problems. And it was a great idea, right? So you'd have not only PvP, but RVR. But Marc has always been one to challenge himself. And this is another name that you guys should get to know in this industry, because if this succeeds, this is going to be huge, because I'm looking forward to it. I actually messaged the game. I posted the links down below so you guys could go ahead and see it for yourself. I don't know when release is going to be. I don't know anything, but it's called, that's right, Camelot Unchained. This is going to be huge. So they're in beta doc, which means they still have a closed beta, but they let certain people in to go ahead and test a couple of things. So everything from alpha was closed, set up, and I also posted their YouTube site, which is City State Games. Now, I think they really need a lot of support, especially for a lot of players out there who are familiar with Mark's work. Matt's work. I'm trying to think. Keep getting them confused. I'm sorry, guys. Mark's work. Mark's work is legendary. Matt is working with Zoss. So, yeah. These guys are legends. But Mark, I'm hoping he pulls this off, man. I really, really, really hope this ends up working out, because this would be huge. It would be so big to see this type of gameplay. But I want you guys to be aware and pay tribute to these men, because regardless of what games they're working on, the game experience that we enjoy is due to these individuals. Yeah, right? It's because both of these guys introduced Dark Age of Camelot that we have the gameplay and game styles that we have today. So these two deserve a lot of tribute, man. A lot. They've done so much to the industry. And I couldn't imagine my gameplay today without these two men. I just can't. I couldn't. I could not do it. I can't conceive, an MMO without the Siege these days. It's made it so massive. And I know you guys want to scream and cuss at times, but honestly, you're going to have that in every game. Now, a lot of you guys are going to question it. Like, really, Mystic? Is Dark Age of Camelot really the predecessor to Cyrodiil? Well, I don't know. Let's let you guys take a look at the pictures and kind of see for yourself. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to go to images. And we're going to give you a little background here. So this is Dark Age of Camelot, and this is a keep siege. Kind of looks a little familiar, right? All right, we're not done yet. Let's take a look, another look here. Okay, so we have a bridge fight heading up to a hill with a keep on it. Seems a little familiar. Maybe Castle Elysia? Wait a minute. Now, here's another one. I want to get one that's really good here. One that I really, really like here. Sidewall, keep. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Tower fights, man. Now, you would get hurdled up. Remember, okay, so we have resource towers. Same problem up here. You try to crawl up, you're climbing up the stairs, and there's like tons of AoEs. You get up there, people are like putting people to sleep, mezzing, all sorts of crazy stuff. Nuts. Let's go. Wait, there's one more here I really, really like. Oh, yes. This one's my favorite overview. And of course, you guys will see the little entrance to the front. So you have the side entrance, and then you come over here to the front where you're using Siege Engine. Oh my gosh, crazy. So there you guys have it. So I know a lot of people want to go ahead and sometimes question, my MMO history. But honestly, guys, I'm old. I'm just an old guy, dude. Yeah, so definitely pay it up to these men right here, Mark and Matt. Seriously, these guys are legends, man. Legends. Just a lot of history on the game. They used to do such a good job, man. And like I said, I don't know anything about them personally. I don't know anything. I've never met the men, never talked to them. But if you're a nerd, you definitely know these names, man. You definitely know these names. And rightfully so. They are legends in the MMO history, MMO genre. Big time. When we say Richard Garrett, I mean, come on, man. You drop the name Richard Garrett. If you've ever played MMO from way back in the beginning, and you say, you know, Lord Britannia, or Long Live Lord British, and whatever, you think of Richard Garrett. So Tabula Rasa, I played Tabula Rasa. You know, I loved it. I'm a big fan of Richard Garrett. You know, I was unfortunate how things went down with NC Soft and Mr. Garrett, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, guys, two men that you owe it to, and definitely you guys should be paying attention to who is in charge of your game. It's kind of important, guys, especially. But I honestly hope that Mark brings it up. You know, everything goes good. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really, really looking to see that this, hopefully, this Camelot Unchained can just become Unchained. You know, because honestly, guys, if this comes out and it's a sandbox, if it's a sandbox, I'm not even saying it's going to be. I'm not going to say. But if it's a sandbox, it's probably what Elder Scrolls should have been. It's what it should have been, right? And that's a threat. That's a very serious threat in the industry. The more sandbox a game will come, the more successfully it can pull it off. Well, I don't know, man. And now, Elder Scrolls, I'm a fan of Elder Scrolls, even the online, but I don't like I'm an old school MMO. I don't like restrictions. If I want to build a class, and I want to go ahead and I want to make him do whatever I want to do, if I want to put him in heavy armor, I don't want to be, you know, set. I don't want to be, you can only do this, you can only do that. I don't like that. That's not the kind of gamer I am. Some people do like that. But sandbox element MMO doesn't have an end game. You make the end game. So that's the kind of the, you know, the certain aspects that you're kind of throwing away. Sandbox MMOs, they don't focus a lot in end game. Well, Elder Scrolls has hybridized that, you know, type of gameplay. So you have some end game and you have some sandbox elements. So you have a class-based system with sandbox elements incorporated, and ZeniMax has done excellent in that. They actually, I think they made it so, and it's polished now. You know, they polished it up so much. They've done such a great job. So I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon. After all, the channel is called ESO Daily, and I don't know when Camelot Unchained is going to become available, but at the same time, this has drawn my attention, especially with the man on board leading it, and rightfully so. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this session. I'll go ahead and get on another session. We'll do some gameplay, but if you have any questions or comments, post below. I want to thank everybody for watching, and once again and always, have a nice day.